The human body grows through the challenge. It grows through resistance. Why on earth would this be this way? Because this isn't just some bodies. This isn't at some point in your life when you're in your 20s or your teens or your 30s. This is all the time turned on. It all the time is this. Why is that? Why should it be automatic like that when you think about it? You took 1 million successful steps, but you rolled your ankle once. It's going to remember every single thing about that step. It's going to remember who you were with, the barometric pressure, the latitude, longitude, what was in your tummy, beliefs, emotions, thoughts, feelings, new beliefs, thoughts, feelings, emotions around that event, around that ability. It's going to remember who you were with, what surface you were on, what shoes you were wearing. It's going to remember every single thing about every single thing of that event so that it doesn't happen again, so we best can survive. It also creates something automatically called a limp, a cast called swelling, creates discoloration so you can see it, others can see it, and then it creates a new pattern for you to get to safety, and then go ahead and change everything based on that understanding that all this was for you automatically. And so you are then going to have to choose struggles and choose challenges greater than that. Otherwise, it's going to keep trying to protect you up to everything up until that point. That's the design. Think of a baby. The baby wasn't cued to be challenged by mom and dad. They weren't cued to be challenged by other babies. They were internally directed to struggle and struggle and struggle. For what reason? Think chrysalis. It's all a part of. It's not caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It's all of it all together. It was the whole point of all of it. Its entire existence was to grow through that. Now you have medicine come around and cut open a chrysalis. You have medicine come around or coaching come around, or life coaching, or holistic ascension coaching come and prop the baby up before it's ready to go. Open the chrysalis. See what happens to the human, the animal, where life is flowing through. So anytime we choose ease, body, nature, life will down-regulate to facilitate that. It's only when our minds try to access something greater than that ease it makes us uncomfortable. How so? Well, walking was once a struggle. Then it became very simplified and easy, and then it became a struggle again. Whose choice was that? Ours. So then what do? We went from walking to biking, because walking was too hard, and now biking is too hard. And now motorized carts are too hard, and now, pools are too hard, or stairs are too hard. So then there's movable walkways, and then there's walkers, or there's movable chairs and rolling chairs, and then there's people assisting you, and then there's up close special parking, and then there's wait a second. The body will then acclimate down to where the next easiest solution is now the new hard. And it'll keep doing that until your mind syncs up with the ability and the design of the body and chooses to challenge it as part of the entirety of your creation, not for a race or for a special moment in time or for a certain decade, but all the time. And why is this also? When we are constantly challenging ourselves outside of pleasurable moments like eating food or sharing or being intimate or resting or sleeping, other than that, you are uncomfortable. You are doing hard things. What's the point? Because it's amazing that when the human being gets pressed, what comes out of it is the true essence and authenticity of the human being. So when we get pressed and prune juice comes out, we blame everybody for the prune juice. We blame governments and systems and medicine and shots and health insurance and schools and priests and spouses and children and our age and our genetic foods. Blame chemtrails, fucking grass, metals, toxins, you name it. Wait, you're the prune. It's your juice. When pressed, whatever's inside will come out. That's the point. That's why you have to continually put yourself up against it, because when you're pressed, you want what comes out of you to be in agreement with you, to not be a surprise. Holy f***, I'm a prune? People have been telling me all along I was this 5D strawberry, or people were telling me I was this health freedom lemon. No, you're a prune, always have been. And then you're accepting it and owning it, moving forward. your reality. If you don't want to challenge yourself, if you want to make things harder and then continue to downregulate to a lesser level of demand, own it. Why are you taking the movable walk? I don't want to do the work. Why are you consuming food that has to be blended? I don't want to see what's here for me to see that would affect my digestion. I want to do nothing. Why'd you get the surgery? I don't want to understand why I'm low energy and hormones are this way and why I can't live in this house and speak my mind. I don't want to go into that. I just want to exist as long as just fucking own it. What will happen is with that ownership, with that full blame, authenticity, accountability, and fault being on you, even with symptoms and injuries, it's a whole other joy. My God, it's not enjoying it once everything clears up. It's fucking owning it. And then comes, somebody said, is peace and harmony ever here? Like, do we ever feel peace and harmony are when you're not in direct opposition with the design of your own body? And that's, again, another reason why there is no form of medicine that'll ever exist. It just drives this disharmony, this war between you and you. And they're getting so good at it. But the resistance has to be there. The challenges have to be there for you to see who you are, because it's in those moments. You don't try to figure this shit out in an emergency. You don't try to figure this shit out while falling down a cliff. Or on the edge of a cliff. You don't try to figure this out when there's massive, massive accidents and all this shit going on. It's at those moments. What do you believe? That's what you believe. That shows up. When pressed, when squeezed, what comes out is you. And that is a force, that is a power, that is a freeing wings that you've always had. But again, the world is about selling ergonomic. The world is about selling fitting in. The world is about selling ease. The world is about selling comfort. Nothing wrong with being comfortable. Nothing wrong with finding your fit. But the majority of the time, for you to figure out what kind of juice you got inside of you, it must be put to it. And age has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. We don't decline or slow with age. We don't speed up when we're living right or doing all the healthy things. You don't boost immunity, boost this, prevent this. None of that makes any bit of sense. We're dropping all those stories from our cellular line whatsoever. Growing to a size 11. Starting with every opportunity to make yourself uncomfortable. Every opportunity to make things hard for you. Why? So that when the things that are like really important and they're going to be hard, is walking in an airport really important? Not until you can't do it anymore. But doing things like that and then testing yourself and then seeing, and then shows you the reserve you have when it's, oh shit, you got to face you with you. The prune has to sit and watch the prune in the mirror and go, we've been a prune all along. Do you like being a prune? Would you like to be something different? Are you okay with what's coming? Are you okay with what's ahead? Because what's ahead, think about this trail. If I got off trail and I didn't like where I was right here, I don't feel good. I don't like how my body responds. I don't like how I just don't like this. And then I sought out medical intervention. I sought out a coach, or I sought out a fucking mentor, whatever the hell a mentor is. I sought out guidance. And that person guided me to the same trail I was just fucking on, for me to go, wait, I'm here again and I've acquired nothing. Does that make any sense that you would want to be put back onto the trail that brought you here? So all things considered, when you're seeking out guidance, if the person sitting in front of you isn't, hey, everything you've been doing up until then, we ready to leave it all behind? And I mean fucking all of it. Because can we admit it didn't work? If we can't admit it didn't work, we can't take another step forward. Because that's just straight up fucking fantasy land. And then I have somebody that hit me on these resets. You see all these 21-day resets, nervous system reset, gut reset, nourishment reset, career reset, energy reset, hormone reset. Reset? Who's in the market for a reset? Yeah, remember how you were living before? Remember how you don't feel good right now? You don't really understand everything. You're terrified of your own body and you're terrified of your own space. Want to reset back to the way you were living right before it got to this so you can do this all over again? Want to reset? Okay, here's how much that costs. Oh, by the way, I'm licensed and degreed. Resets? What? That just stood out recently. I think that might be a separate post, but oh my God, we are funny. We are funny. It's dark comedy at its best. So, but you don't have to watch it. You can flip on any other movie at any point you want. It's yours. Authentically your life. Top 5 regrets on a deathbed, whatever the fuck deathbed is. We're on a death trail or death car or death. That's stupid. But all top 5 regrets are lack of authenticity. That's not random. Authenticity and a lab value. What? What? Authenticity at a diagnosis? That doesn't make any sense. Authenticity comparing you to a medical image? Authenticity getting the same diet as somebody else who had similar symptoms to you? Authenticity? Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I know. So get ready to be uncomfortable, because you facing you in the mirror is a very, very uncomfortable place to be. By design. That's the fucking point. It's earned. Things are earned through the struggle. There is no healing that will feel good. There is no stepping up, changing that will feel good. There is no amount of understanding that will ever feel good. Prepare yourself accordingly.